Are you concerned about measles outbreaks in Canada?
I've heard a little bit about it. I haven't been following it that much. My kids are a little bit older now, so some of those things seem a little bit less impactful to our family right now. But it is concerning to see something spreading that probably shouldn't be and could seriously impact some of our younger children, especially.
I'm not personally concerned about the measles outbreak in Canada, but I'm certainly concerned for those who are vulnerable to it. And I'm not exactly sure what the situation is on vaccinations for that, but I'm concerned for those vulnerable, that's for sure.
I think COVID was a big overreaction kind of thing, so I believe that we've learned from that, hopefully, and that we don't repeat the same kind of thing. So I'm not too worried about it, especially measles is a vaccinated disease here in Canada, but I know a lot of people are also not veering away from that kind of path, the vaccination path too, which is a little spooky for me, but yeah.
I'm concerned because I feel like if they get it at daycare, I think they said it was 21 days until they could return or something like that. So that would impact us because not being able to work for 21 days obviously isn't realistic or going to work. So yeah.
You know what, I didn't put much thought on this yet, but if there is an outbreak, yeah, it should be concerning. Like, our healthcare system is not working the way it should be.
It does worry me sometimes, especially going on public, because I don't want to have to deal with that with my son or with me or with anyone else in our family. I have quite a few immunocompromised family members, so definitely a little bit more worrisome than now that I know about it.
Definitely, I'm concerned just because it's, like you say, it's a measles. It's definitely going to affect people if not well taken care of. So, and measures has to be put in place to just have this eradicated totally or have a way of limiting it.
I got a vaccine for measles when I was a kid. I got a booster 5 years ago. I got bigger problems than measles. Measles is not going to end my life. I'm good.
I'm not concerned. People know what to do. They know what the right thing is to do, and that's to get vaccinated.
No.
Why?
Because I'm vaccinated. So if I'm vaccinated from small town northern Ontario, I like to believe that there's the herd immunization thing happening.
No. Everybody has access to the vaccines. We have polio, mumps, measles. Those vaccines have been successful and we don't have any concerns.
I am not, although I've been hearing more about it in the news recently.
Yeah. Why are you not concerned?
I would hope that the medical system can take care of this. Maybe, I don't know if it's necessary to bring back vaccinations or what, but being aware of it's the first step.
I am a little concerned. I mean, there are vaccines for this for a reason, so I really think that it is an area of concern, yes.
A little bit.
Measles is a problem, but it's not something that's out of hand. But personally, I think it's not as big a problem as we're making it out to be.
Yeah, I'm concerned. Yeah, sure, because it affects children and everyone's health, and we don't want it to spread because then it gets more difficult to control. Yeah.
Well, I think with the reduced amount of vaccinations taking place, I think all of those herd immunizations that are no longer being injected could, absolutely create outbreaks. And yeah, I think Alberta had one a few years ago, and they had the tent set up. And
I don't really know a lot about measles in Canada and the outbreak. I think that if there is an issue, then we should be cracking down on it, like how we did sort of for COVID, I guess.
Not necessarily at the moment, but I think I'm worried about any sort of outbreak in Canada, especially since COVID-19. You can never be too sure when these things are going to arise or happen. COVID showed us that, if anything.
Not particularly. If I've learned anything over the last 3 years, it's that a lot of times we can get kind of maybe hyped up or just a little bit overly concerned to the point of being unreasonable about things. So I think if we're reasonable, most people have their shots and take proper precautions or whatnot. If you're not, so no, I don't. I'm not concerned about that.
Most Canadians would have measles protection, I would assume, I would hope. And by the way, it's effective.
Yes, very concerned. Why is that? Well, for one thing, I have a great-grandchild on the way, and with these measles outbreaks, it shouldn't happen. My wife's a nurse, and she said that with vaccinations, this was all controlled, but now people, especially anti-vaxxers, are going against this. So kids that are going to school with measles are passing it on to others. It's unnecessary.
Not really.
Why not?
We have a great medical system. If we can make it through COVID, we can make it through anything.